Well, welcome to a very special edition of Man Moves Monday. Today we are going to tackle, wrangle, and defeat the topic of the single woman and the holiday blues. Now, according to the peeps at Facebook and their pretty little stats, one of the highest peak times of the year for breakups is 2 weeks before the holiday season. So that means there are going to be a lot of ladies during this holiday season who are going to be spending it single. And I personally know that one of the best cures for the holiday blues is to fall deeply and madly in love with yourself. So I brought you a special gift, not kiss, but gift. I'd like to introduce you to body image expert and self-love expert as well, Kimberly Riggins. Kimberly, I'm so very excited to have you today. How's it going?
Very good. Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Awesome. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in and ask you, what are your top 3 ideas for the holiday blues this season?
Wow. My top 3 tips for the holiday blues. Well, I think the first thing is when you are faced with you're faced with a breakup. Obviously, that's what we're talking about here. And you're facing going into the holidays by yourself, I think the first thing you have to do is really just kind of wallow in it. So have yourself the giant, most luxurious pity party you can possibly have. And I know that sounds really odd, but it really is true. I think, and I'm not saying go spend, days and weeks in your bed in your pajamas and not showering. I'm saying, stay in your pajamas if you can, lay in bed for a couple of hours, maybe the day, watch some movies, cry your eyes out, and just really let yourself get all of that stagnant anger and energy and strife and resentment and whatever you're feeling. Because let's face it, when you get broken up with or you break up with someone, all of those feelings are there.
Yeah, or even if you're just spending another season single and you really don't want to be.
Really. So just feel it, get it all out and let it go, however long that takes, a couple hours, a day, 2 days. I'm not suggesting that you let it go into weeks and months and years because that's not healthy nor is it productive. But there is some productivity that happens when you can really get down and dirty and deep into those feelings.
So basically it would be good to feel it and also get your hot ass up and move on after you've done some feeling and go back to it when you need to.
My suggestion to women I work with who are in relationships that, go through this around the holidays is go have your pity party and then grab yourself a shower, put on your sweet hot ass little cheekies and dance around the room pretty much in your underwear.
I freaking love it. That's awesome. My favorite adjective in that whole thing was luxurious pity party. So yes, absolutely do it. If you're going to do a pity party, you should do it right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that, when you can take away, you can get those feelings out of the way and literally turn on some music after you get your shower, you get into your cute little underwear and before you put clothes on to walk out the door, just literally dance like no one's watching. And that will bring in different feelings into your body that will allow you to have a different energy that you can walk out of the house with versus having that everything sucks, my life sucks, everyone sucks. You're gonna now have a little pep in your step that you can use to kind of move yourself forward.
I like it.
I think another tip that I would suggest is just because the holidays are promoted on Hallmark Channel and all those places Love Finds Each Other and okay, those are just movies. That's just ideas or cards. It's all great and fun and it's nice to watch. But the reality is that you have to be 100% in love with spending time with yourself. So this is a great time for you to go on me dates. So take yourself out. Take yourself out and instead of going shopping for who you would have gone shopping for, go shopping for yourself. Take in a movie. Go have a glass of wine and read a hot, sexy, erotic novel at the bar. It's just go do something really, really fun for yourself. Take a new class, get a massage, get a pedicure, manicure. It can cost money or doesn't have to cost money. The point is you have to reclaim your independence, 1, and 2, you have to become extremely comfortable in your own skin. And the things that happen, 1, you're going to feel better about yourself, and 2, when you go out into the dating world again and you look for a new person or mate or lover or boyfriend, spouse, whoever, if you're that comfortable spending time with yourself, you are going to naturally exude confidence, and you are not going to need someone else to validate you. So you're going to be so much more attractive.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. You have to think about it, who are the person that you want a guy to, would you date yourself, honestly, if you were from a guy's perspective? And so you can use this season as an opportunity to become that woman and become more fun than you've ever been. Being single is not a death sentence by any means. It's an opportunity.
Absolutely. That's why me dates are so important. And even my clients that I work with, even when they are married in a relationship, it's so vital. Like, they have to schedule them. It's totally 100% a must, because what ends up happening is, you get so caught up in other people's worlds that you forget to have your own.
Do you have a favorite me date that you've done for yourself?
Oh, I love taking a book and going to a bar and just ordering a glass of wine and just like literally reading there all day. It's funny because, I'll go somewhat dressed up and people always think I'm going to meet, like I'm waiting for someone. And so they're always kind of looking at, and at first it was really uncomfortable. This was me going out of my comfort zone at the time. And it's funny because, people, are you waiting for someone? No, it's just me. I'm just enjoying time to myself. And everyone's like, oh, well, that's weird.
They might think it's weird, but it ends up being quite sexy. In fact, I have several clients who take themselves on dates and they have a lot of fun and they end up meeting guys that way. It's perfectly okay to take yourself out on a date and enjoy yourself.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice. So let's move on to number 3 then. What's your third suggestion?
Oh, let's see. I think, the holidays, well, this kind of goes with number 2, but you can look at it in all different ways. So my suggestion would be to indulge. Not indulge, like go to a party and like eat everything that you see. Although I do suggest that you go and you take, don't worry about this time period being, like, don't go on a diet. Don't do anything that you're going to be depriving yourself of things. Now, I'm not saying go and like stuff your face or anything like that, but indulge in life. So when you're around people, like really concentrate on enjoying yourself and just being present in the moment. So indulge in the moments that you share with family, friends, the new people you may meet. Like, leave yourself open to the possibility that, who knows who's going to be at a family function or event for you, first of all. But if you have a scowl on your face and you're not looking at it as an opportunity to grow or to learn new things or to meet new people or to kind of get to know yourself or bring new energy to your space, you're not going to get very far, and you're going to end up being miserable, and you're going to end up back in your pity party pretty more quickly than you'd like to be.
Okay, so yeah, absolutely. You don't want to go around with your bitch face on, basically, and it is a time to indulge. So ladies, this is not a time for bitch face. Bitch face is not very attractive, even though it feels good sometimes. So, all right, so there's one last piece that I would like to add on to this because of something that Kimberly is working on right now, and she's working feverishly on about something that's absolutely, it's this wonderful cause that I'm going to let her talk about, but I really want to stress that this is also a time for we women to think outside of ourselves. Yes, we take care of ourselves first, but then we're going to translate that into the world, because as the Dalai Lama says, this is what he says, right? He says that the Western woman is going to change the world. So this is our opportunity to give back. And Kimberly has come up with an amazing way to do that. That's called Watch Her Thrive. Now, is it watchherthrive.org?
It's watchherthrive.com.
.com, excuse me. And tell me a little bit about that.
So the Watch Her Thrive project is really about helping women rise from the ashes. And so given an opportunity and given the right resources, women can thrive in the face of adversity. So I've experienced it myself, and I think we all have been in a space where we feel that we've been, suffering from some type of adversity, something that's happened to us. We've struggled somewhere in our lifetime. And the truth is that in the United States, excuse me, we have all these resources that we can look for or go get if we wish. Mm-hmm. And there's many people in the world that have been, placed in certain demographics, not by choice. I mean, you can't choose where you've been born, but that don't have the resources that we have. So the Watch Her Thrive Project, well, each year I'm going to have a different mission. So this year's mission will be to help women in war-torn countries who've been shunned from their communities, who've been brutally beaten or raped, or, you know, they can't feed their families. They've watched their husbands be killed in front of them. Their children have been taken from them, you know, and they really have nothing left. So they need to learn how to rebuild their life. They need to learn their rights. They need to get resources so they can either learn a trade or get a job or start a business so they can go back into their community and help them thrive. Because, you know, let's face it, when you're in a community in countries that are not the United States, they really are connected and they're collaborative, and, you know, it's not one for all. It's all for one. And so it's really important that, you know, you can change the world by helping one woman at a time. So my goal is to publish a collaborative book. There's over 75 authors at this point that have given their time to write these amazing essays on strength, hope, and courage. And essentially what they've done is they've shown the people who will read this book that, yeah, I've experienced this crazy thing, but I've been able to learn through it, learn a lesson through it, and here I am thriving in the face of adversity that faces all of us. And then I also am going to host a wine and chocolate soiree where I really want to give voice to local artists and jewelers and people who are like smaller businesses who are really struggling to get themselves out there. Because the Watch Her Thrive Project in general is about giving a voice to people who feel like they don't have one. And I think that's essential because I suffered from that as well. And I just think it's so important. Once people have the confidence that they have a voice, they can accomplish anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think this is this is a perfect time to be able to extend yourself during the holiday season, and it's extremely helpful for my audience, specifically for women who feel, you know, are a little bit down about being single during the season, because there is nothing that can turn around your situation and make you feel better faster than you actually being there for another woman and helping her thrive. It does come back to you. It comes back to you not even emotionally, but it opens up the door, energetically opens up doors for you that you haven't even imagined yet. So, I mean, this project that you have put together, Kimberly, and that I've been able to participate in and have donated to and will be donating to, is very exciting for me as well. And I'm very glad to be able to share this with my audience and my community. And I hope all of you ladies will reach out. There's going to be a link underneath this video, and donating is something as small as $10 or as much as you like. I mean, of course, the more the merrier in cases like this, to help women around the world. Give them their voice so that they can translate that into their own personal power and take that into their communities and rise up and have some of the beautiful privileges that we as women of the United States get to have. Absolutely, absolutely. I think the thing that, you know, that I stress with this project and what people need to understand is, like, literally, you're right. $10 would make such a huge difference to these women in these war-torn countries. It literally, to send one woman to school for 1 year is $360. And so that's like 3 people to donate $10 pays for 1 month for her to go learn her rights. So she learns, you know, what she is capable of and learns a trade, or she will be offered a microloan. And to know that you have a hand in that, and to hear about, because, you know, I actually sponsor a sister through this organization, and to hear how much difference that has made for her, and to see what she's already been able to do, and she hasn't even graduated yet, is just utterly amazing. I mean, can you imagine, you know, having a woman who you help her through school, and now she can feed her family every single night, not just 3 days a week, you know, every single night. And it's just as little as $10. And, you know, so I always tell people, like, come on, how many times do you go to Starbucks in 1 week? Like, if you made your coffee all week long and you just donated 1 week's worth of Starbucks, you could make a difference in someone else's life, and that you could hold on to forever. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's not only it's good karma, I mean, it's energy you're giving yourself energy for you to thrive off of as well. So yes, ladies, I implore you to click below underneath this video and make at least a small donation. And if you're in the position to make more, I encourage you to do that as well. And Kimberly, thank you again for coming on today and sharing your tips for how to celebrate being single during this holiday season. So we're going to say no to the holiday blues. We'll feel them. We'll indulge. There was one more that we were talking about as well.
Dates.
We're going me dates. And then, of course, to give back. So again, thank you, Kimberly. Thanks for being with us today. And ladies, we'll see you soon. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye.
Bye.